last week market actually from over here and drop all the way over here, almost a 2,000 pips. Okay, and then it bounced up from here. Why? This zone is actually a Hey, what's up guys? Okay, so let us take a look at the gold market for the coming week. Okay, so as usual, what we do is we go to this top-down analysis. So we go to the highest time frame, which is monthly. So you can see monthly is still actually bullish, right? So the previous month is still reject from this all-time high here, and then there's a huge rejection over here. And then this month actually is still actually trying to attempt bullish over here. Okay, and then now we go to weekly. So weekly again, we can see that gold is actually still bullish as well. Right, so you can see that this one go actually drop all the way to here and then bounce up back, come back to here. Okay, so this one is also a strong zone over here in a weekly time frame. Right, so now let us go to this daily time frame over here. Okay, so daily time frame overall, if we see from this overall directions, okay, so what we do is we put this trend line as usual. Okay, so if we put a trend line over here, so you can basically see that gold is still respecting this trend line over here. Okay, this trend line is still respecting, right? So this one is a trend line over here, so there's a touch, okay, and then gold last week eventually still actually rejected from this our trend line here, and then it bounced up back here. Okay, and also if you look at this one, is basically another significant zone over here, right? So it's a resistance. You see this has a breakup, become a new support area over here. Okay, so this one is a daily time frame. So if you look at the H4 time frame, you can see even more clearly over here, right? So if we put this line over here, so this one is the first line over here. Okay, then we put another second line over here. Okay, this one is a zone that gold rejected last week, right, after the huge massive drop over here. Okay, so if you look over here, this one, there's a huge drop over here, right? Okay, and then gold eventually bounce up from here. Why? So if you look at this zone, is basically is a strong, significant, and a support zone here, right? This is a support area, support, eventually a breakthrough. Okay, breakthrough, coming back to retest, become a new resistance over here, resistance, and then break up again, break up, now resistance, become a new support over here, right? So if you look at this, if you look over here for last week market, okay, why there is a huge drop over here? Why? If you look at daily time frame, so daily time frame, you can clearly see from here. Okay, this one is actually a major supply zone over here. You see, you can see that, oops, sorry, this one is actually a strong supply zone over here, right? Because this one is actually a rally, okay, base rally, and then break through the structure again, become a drop, base drop over here. Okay, and thus go eventually coming back to retest, and then immediately touch over to this zone over here, and then you have a 2,000 pips drop over here back to this zone over here. Okay, so for next week market, what can we actually foresee? Okay, before that, and also this one is also another zone that gold rejected on a Friday over here. So if we put this zone over here and also another line over here, okay, and then we put a gray box as usual, right? So we put over here, okay. Thus you can see that gold basically, okay, once rejected from this zone, and then usually bounce up back high and then rejected from here. Okay, why here? This one is also another significant zone over here, significant S&R zone over here, right? So if you can see, this one is a breakup and then become a new support, and then this candle actually break the gap again. Okay, break through this zone again. It's a strong push, right? So once it break up, and then go coming back to retest, and then have a reaction again as well. Okay, what can we actually expect from gold market is either gold will actually play in between these two zone over here, right? So it maybe can play around in these two zone. Okay, once if it really break up from this zone, we could actually potential to go higher. Okay, if we break down this zone over here, you can actually have a pullback before you actually go down even lower. Okay, so if high, so this one is another zone that we can actually monitor, right? So this one is a new resistance, previous resistance, breakup, become a new support. Okay, so gold might actually coming back to this zone over here. Okay, so if go down, so again, what can we actually expect is this one is the support area over here, right? That you can actually anticipate go to coming down over here. All right, so anyway, I'm not a financial advice. Okay, so please trade at your own risk and also at your own discretion. Okay, so if you want to know more, please join my Telegram channel, DTA International Academy, for more information and daily educations. Okay, so see you guys there.